So a video response was posted on my video, Convince Me. Let's see if Dude Boy here has a better case than anyone else ever has.
Okay, I used to be a Christian. I'm no longer a Christian, but I do have perspective from that point of view. Just to give you some insight.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I really don't care much about perspectives. This isn't about perspectives. This is about what can be proved, what can be shown. I mean, if it was only about perspective, then you could make up any old crap and say, that's my perspective. It doesn't have any relevance to the truth of the matter, to whether something's real or not.
So, first of all, you consider yourself an atheist. So, what you need to realize, first of all, is that you are not an atheist. That is not who you are.
It's part of who I am. It's part of what I am. It makes a difference to my character.
You base that definition on a definition of who God is and the idea of God.
Well, kind of. I mean, as you're about to say, there are many definitions for God, and a lot of them are pretty nebulous, and the really specific ones have no proof to back them up. The fact is that I've never encountered one that held up under close scrutiny, and that's why I'm an atheist. So it really has very little to do with my definition or anyone else's definition of God. What it has to do with is the fact that no God has ever been shown to exist.
So that whole word God has many definitions, and that's where people get lost in the context. So there's no actual basis for being an atheist if there's no actual definition of God.
Well, that's somewhere I disagree. Because the way I see it, to be an atheist, all you have to do is not believe in a God at all. If you've never heard of a God and have never taken a position, you don't believe, therefore you're an atheist. That's just how this works. So I don't need a definition of God to be an atheist. No one does.
So there's no point in claiming you're an atheist other than to try and prove, like you're trying to prove something to other people that your belief is correct and other people's belief is wrong.
Not really seeing the problem here. I mean, if other people are full of crap, don't you think we should let them know it? I don't know about you, but I'd rather believe as many true things and as few false things as possible.
The idea is that there is no such thing as right and wrong, because right and wrong is a polarity construct. For one to exist, the other must exist.
Well, hold on. Let's not get mixed up. There is a difference between right and wrong and correct and incorrect. Assuming by right and wrong you're talking about a moral argument rather than just synonyms for correct and incorrect.
So this is the idea that we're all lost in this polarity, which is not who we are. This is the evidence of our enslavement. You are the evidence of your enslavement.
Am I the only one to whom this sounded like complete mumbo-jumbo? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, Chief, what the heck are you talking about here?
If you observe yourself and how you do things sometimes that you wish you didn't do, that is the proof that there is something that is controlling you and you are not standing absolute as who you are.
Whoa. Controlling me? What are we talking about? Alien mind control lasers? Satan? I mean, what the heck's controlling me? Exactly what are you talking about?
So, I'm not giving any definition of God, and I'm not saying that, God exists, because there's no way to describe the undescribable or the undefinable.
Well, I'll be honest, I really don't understand what the heck it is you are doing. But carry on.
Life exists. That's proof. You are the proof of that. You are here. So you exist.
One of the things I've come to realize in recent years is that Life is not this special thing, this energy force that's imbued into matter that people like to ascribe to it. No, life is just a series of electrical and chemical processes. It's all done with biological matter. I mean, big deal, really. So, when people talk about, ooh, life exists and you exist, they're really not saying all that much.
And if you observe yourself, you create. Like, for example, you can go make a loaf of banana bread or something like that. You are creating that. Therefore, you are the creator.
Well, hold on. What are we talking about when we use the word create? I mean, you've made something from matter that already exists. You've taken matter and reconfigured it into another form. You've made something out of it. And sure, you could say that's creative or even creating. But when people talk about a creative force, when people talk about something that created the universe, they're talking about making something out of nothing. They're basically talking about magic conjuring tricks. It's not equivalent to having made art or having made a donut or having made a car. It's not the same thing at all. And we do have to draw a distinction there.
So it is absolutely pointless to define yourself as an atheist. Basically, all you're saying is that you don't know.
There are a few things I know. I know that creationist arguments and most other religious arguments fail right at their face. I mean, that's enough to be an atheist. It really is.
And that's the point you have to face in seeing that actually knowledge is useless. Knowledge does not apply to who you are in actuality.
Now, that's just not true at all. I mean, there are a lot of things where if I didn't know them, my behavior would be completely different. My thinking would be different. Heck, in many ways, my feeling would be different. No. Knowledge is everything. Knowledge is power. Knowledge does make you who you are, or at least it certainly shapes it to a high degree.
So, those are a few points I wanted just to bring up to your attention, and because maybe you haven't considered that.
Well, I have considered these points, and honestly, I remain unconvinced. In fact, I remain largely unmoved. You really haven't presented me with any new points or new points of view that seem to fit the facts, so, nice try.
I see myself personally as life, equal and one with all life.
Well, on that point at least, I think we can probably agree. I mean, I don't exactly consider myself a higher life form, perhaps more advanced, but not on some other plane necessarily. Just life. That's all. Trying to get along in this world like anything else. And on that note, I'm going to take my leave of you. Have fun.